So we need to really decide if we're a nation of cowards or we're a nation of people who have the courage to grant each other freedom, irrespective of our own insecurities or the insecurities of groupthink and political groups, especially the indoctrinated insecurities that are given to us, forced on us by the status quo, the autocracy. So should we live in a world where there's no, civilians aren't allowed to have guns, they're not allowed to have knives, because in some places more people are stabbed to death than shot. So, do we get rid of all the steak knives, for example? Not only all the fucking, Swiss Army knives, all the switchblades, all the fixed knives, all the, but the steak knives and everything. Butcher knives. Oh, get over the, no, may as well stop eating meat at the same time. I'm sure a lot of vegans and vegetarians will be like, that's a good idea. We don't need to eat meat. We can just eat, vegan and vegetarian food. So should we all have plastic forks, plastic knives? Should we get rid of cars? Again, the left would say, that's a great idea. Climate change, pollution. So we get rid of cars because, people die in car accidents. Let's get rid of planes. Just today, I read in the news yesterday that plane crashed, and it was all about, Russia was talking about it. Something like 122 people died. Get rid of planes. Anything that could possibly kill people, any death that we could prevent because of some material object that kills them, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of fast food. Let's get rid of junk food. It's killing people. Let us be afraid. Let us limit our free will. Why stop at drugging people and taking away, and force medicating people, covertly medicating people, taking away their guns? Why stop there? Let's get rid of gangster rap. Let's get rid of heavy metal. Let's get rid of Satanism. Let's get rid of any version of any religion that leads people to violence. Because logically it has already, and it's killing people. Let's get rid of atheism. Because not having morals kills people. Let's get rid of everything that could possibly kill people, starting with those things that kill people the most, which certainly isn't mental patients. Let's hunt down all the pigs and let's kill them, because pigs kill more people than mental patients. Well, I'll put it like this. Let me rewind a bit. Pigs kill more people than mass shooters worldwide. So let's hunt them all down. Let's kill them all. That might not be true in America. That's a story for another day. Let's kill all politicians. Politicians kill more people than mental patients, that's for sure. Let's kill them all. Let's lock them all up. As soon as someone tries to be a politician, lock them up. Hey, you're a dangerous person. You're a fucking politician. You're one of the most dangerous people on the planet. We have to lock you up to keep everybody safe. Why wait till the gang members commit a crime? You're a gang member, you're going to prison for life, because we got to make sure that you don't hurt anybody. You see how ridiculous this is? To me, it's like, wow, that you people don't get that. And you people are such normal, quote-unquote, normal geeks that, you're like, well, if the government tells us that we should be afraid of mental patients shooting people, then we're going to be afraid. We've seen enough movies. Look, pal, I've seen a bunch of movies where crazy people kill people. So we are going to do this. And if psychiatrist says it's true, it must be true. If a bunch of liberal scum say it's true, it must be true. If a bunch of conservatives who fucking want to balance the budget and are taking payments from, big pharmaceuticals says it's true, then it must be true. If the pigs who, love us, want to protect us, say it's true, it must be true. It's a fucking disgrace. It is a disgrace. It's the idea, you know, you may as well hunt down bees, because bee stings kill some people. Hunt them down. Some people are allergic to nuts. Get rid of them. People are allergic to milk. Get rid of it. So where do we draw the line in keeping people safe? You see, we should allow people to do whatever the fuck they want to do. We shouldn't punish them before they've done anything wrong, on the off chance that they might do something wrong. We might as well all be hooked up to some machine and living our life through some kind of virtual reality machine to keep everybody safe. We might as well find the most healthy concoction of vitamins and minerals and inject them into everyone on an IV with the most safe foods and water, you know, to put in the IV. Most safe mineral mixture to put in the IV. Have them inhale their minerals. There you go. They keep people safe. Because if people don't interact at all, nobody's going to kill anybody, right? I mean, don't see how ridiculous this is. And know what they're going to say? You know what they're going to say? Even though they know I'm right beyond any doubt when they finally think about it. They're going to say, well, that's an exaggeration. While they're trying to take your guns to keep people safe, while they're trying to identify political dissidents as, you know, mentally ill. They're trying to label political dissidents as mentally ill. Label anybody who's undesirable, who has good reason to be upset, mentally ill. And take away their guns to quote unquote keep people safe. They're going to say that I'm exaggerating. Well, how far do we go to keep people safe? And why would we go that far unless we're complete fucking cowards, afraid of our own fucking shadow? And if we're going to keep people safe, well, we should start with the things that kill them the most, right? You know, like prescription pills. I think you know, last time I read it, it said people 65 and older. But, you know, just to be safe and conservative, I'm going to say conservatively, in Western countries every year, over 500,000 people are killed by psychiatric pills. So if we're going to keep people safe, you know, the few thousand or whatever it is who are killed by mass shooters does not compare to the over 500,000, wouldn't you say? You know? If we're going to keep people safe, don't give them any drugs. Any psychiatric drugs. Let's keep them safe. And let's not forget, you know, I think the one thing that's the most underestimated thing in society is that when somebody takes psychiatric drugs and they're already depressed, they're saying, hey, you know, it's not just your problems, pal. There's something wrong with you. And even though you have these pills, you still feel like shit. So now you have all the problems you had before. And also you're labeled mentally ill. One statistic they never want to cover is how many people on psychiatric medications who were suicidal before kill themselves. And why? And we'll never know if they would have killed themselves if they weren't on the drugs. Now will we? How could we? The drugs, that quote unquote diagnosis and misdiagnosis, I would argue, in almost every case, because mental disorders as defined by them do not exist at this point in time. So we'll never know if it was that diagnosis that killed him. A lot of times we won't know if it was the drug that killed him. Of course, we do know these drugs do cause sudden death, and they do cause people to have suicidal thoughts that they didn't have before. Even in the pharmaceutical companies' own studies, which they downplay all the negatives, and they promote the FAB. Features, advantages, and benefits. That's how they market it. And the only reason they talk about side effects in commercials is because by law, they have to. Or believe me, they wouldn't give a fuck to say none of that shit. And notice they change the way they're talking when they do that. Well, that's a story for another day. And I met some of these people in these commercials. They're professional actors. You know, if your drugs help so many people, why can't you find one person they honestly help to go on your fucking commercial? But you have to have a professional actor. Oh my goodness, it's a story for another day. Oh gosh, you know, sad how little importance we place on freedom. You know, the purpose of this country in the first place was to have as many freedoms as possible. That's why they wanted to have a standing militia to keep the government from taking those freedoms away. Now there's no militias, but some small groups of men who aren't really much of a militia. You know, they don't pose much of a threat, you know, to the government, to oppression. And the government is just taking away your rights left and right. And then people have the nerve to say, you know, this Patriot Act, you see the same liberals pushing for more oppression, turning around and saying, yeah, the Patriot Act, you know, treats people unfairly. Why? Because Republicans and Bush and them are the ones who came up with the Patriot Act. It's not because they care about your rights. These are the same people who want to identify political dissidents, undesirables, and anyone else they can stigmatize with the claiming that they have a mental disorder, stigmatizing them with a label and drugging them. You know, these are the same people who want to identify these people as quickly as possible, according to them. And they speak on the other side of their mouth. Well, we are against the Patriot Act. Nonsense. You want to invade people's privacy as much as possible so that you can fucking drug them. You're lowly dogs. Anybody who knows anything about mental health in the government knows that that's the case. You know, there isn't a single person educated about psychiatry who doesn't know that it is a fraud, it's a joke, and it kills a whole lot of people. And it fucks up the lives it doesn't kill, it fucks up. These drugs cause brain damage, especially in the long term. There isn't a single person who's looked into it, you know, who doesn't know that. Who's truly looked into it and looked at all the evidence objectively, who doesn't know that. But there are a whole lot of dumb motherfuckers who play stupid. I go as far as to say that every psychiatrist knows it's a fucking joke. They know the process they have is a fucking joke. But they have an ego problem, you see. They say, well, I'm a smart guy. Plus, I'm an educated guy. I know what's best for this person. It's nonsense. It goes back to perspectives. A priest, most of these priests, you know, are educated people. College degrees and blah, blah, blah. They could say, well, I'm a smart guy. I'm an educated guy. I know what's best for these people. Most of these imams, they're scholars. You know, what's this guy? Baghdadi. He has a PhD in Islamic studies. He can say, I'm a smart guy. I'm an educated guy. I know what's best for these infidels. And so on and so forth. So since when do we let fanatics who kill hundreds of thousands of people every year claim that they know what's best and then let them do what they wish? If they do something that the fanatics behind our government don't want them to do, then they're terrorists. But if the fanatics behind our government agree with them and are funded by them, then they're just trying to help people.